Oh, Grand Theft Auto 6 news! Dun, 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 dun. It's a long road, baby. You know that I love GTA 6. I love me that Grand Theft Auto. I made plenty of videos on it, and you know what? To be honest, I'm excited, dude. I had a great birthday yesterday. Hopefully today things will be good. GTA 6 is now coming May 26th. 2026. You know, I love this game called Deus Ex, Human Revolution. You know, that game takes place in 2027. When I was a kid, I was like, ooh, it's going to be so far into the future. People are going to be augmented and everything. No, they're not. But we might get the GTA 6 PC release by then. Because, it's always delayed. No, you know what? I could be mad. But I always like to look at things with positivity, okay? I take my two fingers, stick on, go to myself. Okay, as you can see, I'm going a little mentally insane. But at least we got a release date. May 26th, 2026. Over a year out. I made a video not too long ago saying, but where's Rockstar? Why are they so quiet? Why haven't we gotten, trailer 2? Why haven't we gotten, at least a screenshot? I think today is a great explanation of why. So let's read exactly what's happened, okay? Hi, everyone. GTA 6 is now set to release on May 26, 2026. We're very sorry that this is later than you expected. At least I know the date. The interest and excitement surrounding a new GTA has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for your support and your patience as we work to finish the game. With every game we've ever released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations. And Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. I can't even be mad at that. Good job. I'm okay with the video game delay. I'm actually not even coping about this. We've gotten so much bad news with video games lately. Nintendo Switch has basically been trying to kill physical media with their stupid game card bullshit. Xbox, for anybody that hasn't noticed how bad Xbox has gotten, what I talked about, Sony prices going up, right? Like Sony PlayStations are costly. Well, apparently Xboxes are to a point where the Xbox Series S, the weakest of the current generation Xbox lineup, went from $349, let's just look at the terabyte, right? 349 buckaroonies, all the way to $429.99. I mean, I would probably say there's literally no reason to own an Xbox, and you should just go out and buy a PC with a cheaper version of PC Game Pass and just play that. This is a great, I might as well, if I could ever recommend console gaming, probably would never. I'd just say, just go play entirely on a PC. Oh, you got that new Xbox Series X, $499.99? Well, that's now $599. I remember distinctly back in the day, when you go into 4 years into a gaming generation, you PS2 drops, PS2 Slim comes out, the prices go down. Now it's kind of like you just wait before the next wave of inflation comes in and butt fucks prices. I mean, there's nothing really to say. Xboxes, which already Don Matrick has destroyed the platform. Okay, Microsoft is still trying to claw back that hardware somehow. At this point, you might as well just get rid of the Xboxes, okay? If anybody had no reason to buy one before these price increases, I don't think they care now. But, you might be like, why do I not think that GTA 6 information is bad news? Well, because I think delays are honestly inevitable. When Rockstar wasn't releasing any information on this game, at all, to the point where the community is, literally looking at moon charts and, I'm not joking with you. Months ago, we were looking at moon phases and trying to correlate them to dates on a map. When the community has literally sat down and from one trailer, still to this day, actually mapping out Leonida, the state in GTA 6, to this extent, waiting desperately for trailer 2. Yeah, we're all a little crazy. But honestly, it's times like this where I just watch trailer 1 to GTA 6 and I look at the actual real... It's not a cinematic. It is a cinematic, but it's a real-time gameplay graphic capture, right? That's probably done on, PC hardware resembling what they intend for the PS5, current generation systems, and Xbox Series X, or S, and whatever, both those systems. And, it's really jaw-droppingly amazing when you see the amount of NPCs, when you see the amount of visual, effects on display, when you look at what Rockstar is wanting to do. It honestly makes me wonder if it's even achievable at 30 frames per second. I'm not even expecting GTA 6 to drop with 60 frames per second day one. I really do expect Rockstar Games to be pushing the absolute shit out of both these systems for this specific game. And you know what? GTA 6 is now, with this new release date, 13 years out from GTA 5. I mean, if I'm going to sit here and complain, I just want to remind myself that compared to the Elder Scrolls community, we still have an actual release date finally, May 26, 2026, and I still think this is going to get delayed sometime down later into the summer of that year. Just because, if you look at the history of Rockstar Games, delays are pretty inevitable, right? Like, this is not the first time. When Rockstar was releasing GTA 3, a massive event known as 9/11 occurred, and they delayed that game by 3 weeks because it took place in a fictionalized New York, and some of the beta screenshots had the vehicles and characters resembling a little too close to the boys in blue in the NYPD. Vice City, San Andreas, both games also delayed by 1 week. And if you look at GTA 4, for instance, that also got delayed by 6 months because of special technical challenges because of the PlayStation 3, specifically from what I understand. And obviously when you look at the trailer to GTA 4, going from San Andreas all the way to this amazing HD realization of Liberty City, I mean, it looked as close to New York as we could achieve at the time back on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. I wasn't really shocked that we would get a delay. Honestly, the fact that they delayed the game and released what appeared to be one of the best stories in video games at the time, one of the best technical masterpieces at the time, yeah, honestly, a delay is pretty accepted. I'm not going to bring up the, Miyamoto quote. I'm just going to say it for the record. Delays are something that, honestly, for projects like this, I think companies should embrace and probably do, especially when, you, as a gamer, as people who release video games, like gaming companies, they really only have a chance to make one real impression. Nobody wants their situation to look like No Man's Sky or Cyberpunk 2077, which we'll get into a little bit later, where, you release a dog shit product on release, and even to this day, people are litigating your most up-to-date efforts with what you initially dropped. You only really have one real actual chance at the audience, and if you fumble it, it could actually really damage a franchise even as large as Grand Theft Auto. I mean, when you look at a game like Max Payne 3, originally coming out in 2009, and delayed so much that even I thought it wasn't going to get released, came out in 2012. I mean, that is a pretty big delay. I mean, that delay basically means that I'm starting high school, and then I'm finishing high school. Like, that much of a delay. And obviously, even GTA 5, through its numerous re-releases, has also been subject to delays. Even Red Dead Redemption 2 was delayed literally twice. So if you're somebody who's jumping into the world of Rockstar Games, if you're ever in their wagons, delays are pretty much an inevitable fact of life. When you look at Cyberpunk 2077's teaser trailer, and yes, it is genuinely 12 years ago, we are actually old as people. They showcased, not gameplay at the time, unlike Rockstar, they showcased CGI footage of what Cyberpunk was supposed to be. And obviously, the interesting part about this trailer was when they were like, what's the release date for it? Obviously, the answer to that was when it's ready. And this would really bite them on the ass because closer to 2018 and onwards, they would actually showcase the gameplay footage. And more importantly, if you actually look very carefully, one of the biggest pieces of bullshit advertising was back 4 years ago. And I talked about this when it happened. But when you look at footage like this, Cyberpunk 2077, they deliberately had not shown the game running on the original base PlayStation 4 consoles, which at the time, even the actual administration of CD Projekt Red was like, they were surprised it was even running. So they were kind of already facetious about this release material, but the actual footage that you're seeing here seems like it's pretty good, right? Like, obviously it's not the PC version, but it should satiate people. And of course, when the game actually released, Obviously, we all laughed at it, okay? It was a broken game on release, and there is no amount of, gaslighting anybody can do to remind us that this wasn't exactly a lie given by CD Projekt Red. Now, if you play Cyberpunk 2077, especially with the DLC Phantom Liberty right now in 2025, I'd say even in 2024, I would say that it was probably one of my favorite experiences of last year. Probably one of the best games. If I could go back in time, I would delay the actual release of Cyberpunk 2077 if I could, and have it released all the way with Phantom Liberty packaged into the game with all of the expansion packs out there. Because had Cyberpunk 2077 released like that, I don't think we would have the amount of hatred that still exists for this game. And obviously it's hatred that, in my opinion, is very warranted. But obviously, it shows you that first impressions are so important, because no matter how much a company like this goes in and fixes something down the road, it does ultimately become a super massive issue, because you do ultimately burn your relationship with the community, right? Like when they release Witcher 4, when they release Cyberpunk Orion, which is a sequel to this game, there will still be people that use this as a stark reminder to not trust the team wholesale, which I think is exactly what Rockstar Games is trying to avoid. Now, obviously, for CD Projekt Red, they have investors, and usually the investors will be like, please release the game like as quick as you can. Even with Rockstar today, their stock kind of dropped with this news. But thankfully, with GTA being the franchise that it is, it's a franchise that makes $1 billion a year just through its live service mechanic, from what I understand. So obviously, Rockstar has the money to kind of stave this off and keep delaying as much as they reasonably can to release this game in a perfect state. And I think ultimately that's really the end story for all this. Like, with all the bad gaming news, like, a lot of people are obviously disappointed that GTA 6 isn't coming out fall of 2025, even though it was kind of really hinted that this delay wasn't gonna happen. Like, they were really adamant on this. But the reality of the game industry, and reality when you're making something as impressive as GTA 6 is, there's gonna be delays. And if you're playing anything from Rockstar, there's gonna be delays. So if I was a gamer, I wouldn't really worry so much about the delay. I'd just be happy that at least you got a fucking date. So one of the things that I've been doing personally, alongside, playing Cyberpunk 2077 to talk about for a video, I've actually been 100%ing all of the GTA games. And at least, in some capacity, at least I have way more time to do it now. Now that I'm just waiting. At this point, it's a pretty grim reality that, not grim, actually. Oh, God forbid. I guess I'll end it by saying this. There's a pretty strong chance that by the time this game drops, I'll probably also be a dad. And it's kind of crazy, man. I was in college when GTA 5 came out. I might be a dad when GTA 6 drops, dude. Who knows how the wind blows? But, I guess the moral of the story here is don't be too butthurt by it. Just understand this is a fact of life. Play some other games. There's so many games that are coming out. I'm actually waiting for all the reveals that are going to happen now that everyone knows the exact nuclear launch date of GTA 6's release date. So would be interesting. And at least now, Expedition 33 might just be Game of the Year because it's not contending with Rockstar anymore. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. Obviously, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just like it if you dislike it. I am out.